Today we just want to go over an assembly video on how to assemble the U249624, which is the utility pantry. Okay guys, there's going to be a couple things you'll need for this assembly. It's going to be your screw gun, your rubber mallet, and again the nail gun. If you guys, let's just remember the safety is most important as always. Guys, let's just remember to wear your safety goggles while using this nail gun. All right, so let's move on to the assembly portion of this video. Thank you so much. All right, guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is going to lay the doors of this U249624. We're gonna lay them down flat on the ground. Just remember that if you have some carpet or cardboard or something to go down first, we don't want doors and or frames or anything scratched being scooted across the floor. So the very first thing we're going to do is going to pop in these hinges, and just remember that we're going to be using the tapered screws so that the screws will then sit flush with the hinges. It's very important to guys to remember that these tapered screws do go all the way down. We do not want anything scratched or damaged. So let's just make sure we go nice, tight, and snug. Do not use the pan head screws because those are longer and we do not want them going from one side out the other side of your cabinet door. All right guys, now that the hinges are all on the doors and the hinges are closed, we're going to go ahead and start by grabbing the frame and laying it flat down so that we can connect the hinges and doors to the actual frame of the utility pantry. It's good to remember that it's probably going to be a little snug trying to get it past those hinges, so you should be able to bend that frame just a little bit without hurting it or cracking it, so everything will fit in there nice and tight. Okay, this that longer pan head screw that I was talking about, this is where you will use that screw to connect the hinge to the frame of the cabinet. Guys, it's also good to remember that everything is pre-drilled, so Edgar is lining up the hole of the frame to the actual hole of the hinge. All right, guys, it's good to remember that just after we attach the hinges to the frame of the cabinet, we will then be going through and putting the L brackets where there are pre-drilled holes. Also, just a reminder that the actual longer doors are at the bottom of the cabinet and the smaller doors are at the top of the cabinet, and that will matter whenever we go to put in the side panels. We want to make sure that everything does line up so that because these L brackets do connect to the side panels of this cabinet, and that is what keeps all of this together. All right guys, after the L brackets are all installed, we're going to move on to the side panels. We want to make sure, again, like I'm not sure if you've watched other videos, but we want to make sure the top is flush because that is where all the grooves will come in together. And we want to make sure that the middle shelf and the bottom and the top all are able to fit into the grooves that we have. All right guys, after the first one's done, we're moving on just as simple as the next one. We're going to be putting in the other side panel. We want to make sure, again, it's flush at the top so that all of the middle and top and bottom parts of the cabinet are all fitting in the grooves. All right, now that the two side walls are done, we're going to move to the bottom, then we'll go to middle, and then we'll go to the top. So first one, again, is the bottom portion of the cabinet. Everything is square at the top and flush, so this cabinet, the bottom of the cabinet, should just slide right in. Again, after the bottom one is finished, we'll move to the middle, and it's going to be the same process from bottom to the top. Making sure that the L bracket is connected to every single one of those shelves. All right guys, now last we do have the top like we talked about, and everything has fit perfectly because we are flush all the way around. Again, another one of the reasons we want to be flush all around is not just because of the grooves, but also for the back panel that will be going on. We want to make sure it will slide in and go in nice and easy. All right, now that we're in and we're nice flush, where everything is good to go. Edgar's going to start nailing around. Again, remember your safety goggles is most important here, guys. Safety first. All right, as Edgar is down here, just finishing the nailing part of the assembly, we're going to go ahead and grab the black sheetrock style screws and go ahead and put them into the back panel. This is one of the things that will allow us to stay nice and square, and the cabinet won't move around and become unsquare and unlevel with the cabinet. All right, guys, this is one of the very last steps right here that we'll be doing is going ahead and putting in the toe kick. Again, make sure it's flush on both sides so that we can then later add in some outside corner molding, any kind of scribe or anything like that that we can do to make it look good on the outside if it is not wall to wall. All right, guys, the very last thing you can do for the U249624 is the shelf pins and the shelves. You can adjust those to whatever you may be storing inside of your utility pantry.